This is a video about Warhammer Age of Sigmar Frost Giants and Bonegrinder Giants. Hello, this is 60 Goblins in one brush with another Giants video, Gargants video. We have in Age of Sigmar these Gargants that you can build in any which way with many possibilities, but we will with a high probability get more giant models very soon. I don't know if very soon, but quite soon. Yeah. There are house rules in Age of Sigmar. If you go to a competition, you can only use the Games Workshop models. If you play at home, you can be a little bit more lax. For example, I like to look for proxies. My friend Franz too. And we look at other companies and see what we can use. There's even a website about it that suggests all kinds of proxies you could possibly use. This has certain advantages. Firstly, sometimes they're cheaper. Secondly, sometimes there are no models. There's a war scroll for an Age of Sigmar model, but there's no model for it. Thirdly, as is the case with the Razor Dawns on Salamanders, they're butt ugly. So it's better to convert something, kit bash something, or buy a similar model of another company. There are some very nice companies in Poland, smaller companies like Titan Forge and so on. You can watch Brent's video, Goober Town Hobbies on that. At some point I will make a video about the Idol of Gorg. This is also from a Polish company, I think, that's about 10 times nicer than the Forgeworld model. It's not finished, but it's quite nice. The Bonegrinder Giant, for example, I will talk about the rules in a moment, of Games Workshop Forgeworld is not very nice. I don't like the face and it looks a bit boring, all these patched clothing. I'm not a big fan of that. And there is a good alternative to it, the Kings of War Mantic Games Giant. There are two. And they're also really cheap in comparison. Yeah, the Games Workshop Giant here costs 55 euros. If you get it from a stockist, maybe 40 or 45 euros. The Bonegrinder Giant costs 140 euros. While this Kings of War Giant here costs, the normal giant costs 35 euros. And this one, the Frost Giant, 45 euros. And it's in size, it's between the Bonegrinder. The Bonegrinder is it's almost twice the size, much taller, about 4 inches taller. And the Kings of War Giant is in between. It's about a little bit more than 2 inches taller than this main giant, and about a little bit less than 1 inch than the Bonegrinder Giant. So you could use this as a Gargant King or Chieftain. You could just use it as a large Gargant. I'm quite sure there will be a Frost sub-faction that would make sense. I mean, if you look at the mythology, Frost and Fire are the main themes of Giants, so there should be a Frost and a Fire sub-faction, but let's see. You could use it as a Bonegrinder Giant. Instead of spending 140 euros, any model actually that I think costs more than 100 euros or 100 bucks in any currencies is ridiculous. Yeah. It's just too much. So instead of spending 140 euros, you can just spend 45 euros on the Frost Giant or 35 euros on the Ogre Giant, I think it's called. And you're there. You just make the base in a way that it's elevated by 1 inch or so. And there you have it. Because the tall, what makes the Bonegrinder Giant so tall are the long legs. So if you just stand this giant on something, on a rock or something, you have the same size. I'm not playing Kings of War and I'm not planning to, but some of these models are quite nice. Also, if you're a death player or Khemri player, they have quite nice. They have nice ghouls, nice skeletons, and they still have Khemri-like Tomb Kings, similar models. There has been the question if there would be some half giants, or the suggestion if there would be some half giants in the new army book. I doubt it. But if, then there would also be a nice alternative. Game of Thrones giants. They're actually much too small. We can't use them now. They're about the same size as a Forgeworld Crusher. So much too small. But if there will be half giants, that could be quite nice. They don't look too bad. There was talk in the reveal about larger children of Behemat. So I think we can use larger giants. There will be some new models probably, but still, if you want to play a little bit cheaper, because if you buy this for the normal price, like let's say 55 euros, or if you use these vouchers, they're on sale now in Games Workshop, 50 euros, and you, I don't know, buy 5 of them, that's 250 euros, that's too much. I still think the double packs will come back, or maybe triple packs, who knows. So they might get cheaper. But if you can get these here for 35 euros per piece, that's quite a bargain. Or even cheaper if you get it from a stockist. I usually don't buy models directly from the company who sells them, if possible, because very often you get a discount of 10 or 20%. In my last challenge, in my last winning game to commemorate the 100 subscribers, 21 of you wanted to win that giant, and none of you did it. Sorry. That's just how it works. Against all odds, no one won it. So there already have been some voices, how can we win it? Please do one more. And no, not like that, but you know how it goes. And I will make a new challenge once Games Workshop opens its gates again. I hope you will know more about that tomorrow. But at the very least, in some point in May, it should be possible. So once you can buy giants again, the old giants, the new giants, I think they will not come out in May. In May, it's Lumineth time, and then afterwards, the Sons of Behemat will come. Or you can, if you like, use the Kings of War giants. There will be a competition, but a real competition. It will be a kind of painting competition, only that it will not be about the quality of the paint job, like all other painting competitions, because there are some people who are just more gifted and talented in painting, and it's very difficult to reach that level, even with years of practice. So that not all of the time the same people win these competitions. We thought of another competition, which I will tell you in one of the next videos. On Forgeworld you can download the Monstrous Arcanum book. That's the most beautiful book I think that Games Workshop ever published, with amazing pictures inside. There's always a double page for the rules of one monster. And the Age of Sigmar version you can download for free on Forgeworld. And the Bonegrinder Giant, it costs 400 points. That's expensive. But it has 20 wounds, 4+ save. Has a move between 12 and 6. It's bracketed. It can hurl a boulder, only 1 attack. But 4+ to hit, 2+ to wound, 2 rend, d6 damage. Then it has a gargantuan club. It starts with 3d6 attacks, similar to the normal giant. I commented already that I don't like this because it can easily be 3 attacks, and then 400 points are just not much. And it gets bracketed very, very intensely down to d3 attacks. 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, 1 rend, 2 damage. But then has a thunderous stomp, which I very much like, and I think that will be a theme in the new Gargant's battletome. Unfortunately, only one attack, 3+3+, -2 rend, d6 damage. Then it has the rule I'll bite your head off, which they made super weak. An enemy model that has 4 or less wounds, on a 6+, it is slain. Then you have jump up and down, which is very funny, I like it. At the end of the combat phase you can pick one enemy unit, and then that you roll a dice. If the number of models is equal or less, then the dice roll, then it's d6 mortal wounds. So that's, they weakened that as well. The new Forgeworld Monsters of Carnos rules, sometimes they're great and sometimes I don't understand why they make it so weak. Who wants that for 400 points? Maybe they'll change it again. They have done so 2 or 3 times already. Then they have long shanks. You're eligible to fight if you're within 6 inches of an enemy, and you can pile in also an extra 3 inches or 6 inches. I hope they improve that. But anyway, if you want to play a Bonegrinder Gargant, if you don't want to pay 140 euros for that model, you can get the Kings of War instead. And I really like the model. You will see it now. I will build it. It is very detailed. It's really up to the quality standard of Games Workshop, which is very rare. So let's see what's inside here. It's a big box. Okay, well, lots of bits. The first surprising thing that you notice is there is no instruction. Okay, then the base is useless, but you can buy cheap bases from your stockists. Green Stuff World, for example, makes bases in all sizes out of plastic. Then we have, this is the normal giant. This whole kit, I'm not even sure if that's plastic or resin. That's a big club. Yeah, it has a, I'm not sure. It has a plastic feeling to it. Could be plastic. That club is actually really big. If you compare this, or if you compare it with the Troggoth, yeah, same length. Probably also the same length than the Lumineth War Cow Mountain Spirit Hammer. Okay, so we have here the set. There are also different possibilities how to build them. Oh, there's a kind of a piece of ship that has been made into a weapon. That's nice. Furry cloak. And there should be 2 heads in here, yeah. That's the first head. And there's the second one. Yeah. This one I don't like so much, but it has hair. Okay, now let's look at the feet. That's an indicator. Compare the feet here. It's quite a bit larger. Okay, and then if you buy the Frost Giant kit, you get another bag here of that. That has a different feel. That should be resin. But what's really nice is this kind of industrial grease that is normally on the resin parts is not on there anymore. It seems to have been cleaned already. And here on the Frost Giant you have all these little bone pieces everywhere. Fur and bone pieces, very detailed. Look at that. It looks quite amazing. I'm very happy with it. So they built this armor out of bone pieces. Even here on there's a shin guard, kind of a embrace for the lower legs made from big mammoth bones or something. And this is you can see here, that big club he has. It's this. It's huge. And the ice is quite well made. Very happy about that. And that is the head. And I think that also looks amazing. Quite nice. Quite nice. Bigger than the giant's head. About twice as big. Compared with the troll. Yeah, quite big. So as I said, you can use it as a Bonegrinder giant or as a giant chief or king. And I wouldn't be surprised if there will be a frost giant faction in the new book. So I'll try to build that now. Let's see how it glues, if you can use, I have no idea. If there's some spruce to be cut off here, but that's not too difficult. Really nice. And there's no instruction manual, but I think I'll manage. But I don't know if you can use the plastic glue, the super glue, if you have to use green stuff, how well the pieces fit. Let's see. So we need, this is the hip. We need this. This is the lower torso. We need this, the upper torso. It usually goes inside the fur thingy here. We don't need the fur thingy. We don't need the arms. Arms set 1, arms and weapons set 2. We don't need the 2 heads. We don't need the 2 feet. We have some arrows here and some snack. Okay, some more fur. Okay, what we need are the legs, the torso, the hip, and the upper torso and shoulders of the normal giant. And then we have the fur here, front and back piece. That must be the front piece, and the back piece here. Let's see if it fits inside. Well, yeah. And here, okay. Then we have the boots, the head, and the arms and club. Okay, let's see how we fit. Actually, it's all pretty straightforward. That's why there's no instruction here. No mistake to make, but how does this fit together? Let's see. This is the end of part 1 of this video. Part 2 is already uploaded. The link is in the description below. As we have been informed so far, actually this video is very fitting because it has been more or less announced that there will be larger giants that we have now. So this is a larger giant, so it could fit very well. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and see you soon on video part 2.